Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy and we're back with another episode of 100 Days of Making Comics, and my car broke down so I never got to go to the doctor. So I am back in my office working again, and I figure I might as well just do some more work on this page. So this is a model I made in SketchUp of the Majestic 12 bunker, which is part of this this scene here. And I'm lazy. You can render it out, like, so you have a nice image or whatever, but I don't really use this final thing in the comic. Like, I draw over top of it. So I just take a screen cap. You can see my other monitor there. I was watching Batman. So, I was watching The Man Who Killed Batman. It's a good episode. So anyway, I just wanted to throw this on here before I got much further so that I would remember it was here. Ooh, that's a good yawn. Let's make this so we can see it a little more. And just run in here and select all this. So then what I'll do is when it comes time to... So you can see I had the back of this, I don't know, it's not exactly how I imagined it, but it's pretty dang... No, wait, that's not right. I had a different version of this that I was... Hold on. I don't think I ever screen capped it. Because of smartness. Sorry if, like, some of the programs cut off. But yeah, I never did. I actually retook the screen cap so that the angle was closer to... My bad. SketchUp has really changed how I do comics and how I plan scenes. It's a free program and I highly recommend getting it. And they also have a whole warehouse of models, so if you don't feel like modeling something, like this staircase here, I didn't model that. I found it somewhere on Warehouse. Now, I am going to kind of mess with the look of this a little bit. I'm going to warp some stuff. I'm not super true to perspective a lot of times. I just kind of go with what I think feels right as opposed to what is precisely right. Like here, I'm like really tempted to straighten out this back so you can see more of the roof. Then again, it would make the whole thing deeper, like it would come down here and here more, which it doesn't. Let me see how how this looks. So this will be like right here. I just don't like that Roger's head like would be about touching the top, that line there. It's gonna make a weird tension, I think, unless I make it bigger. But I don't want the roof cut off. Yeah, that's okay, right? I mean, yeah, I think that's good. And actually, let me go ahead and make this a smaller gutter just so I don't accidentally cut off the top there. let me close this now that I've got what I wanted. I want this to be straight right there, so I am going to that's pretty good. Okay. I don't know. I don't like when things aren't straight, even if it's technically true perspective. I'm really weird and picky about that kind of stuff. And I think for what I'm trying to achieve, it's appropriate. So like here, I want this straight, I want this straight, I want this straight, I want these straight. I want that back wall straight, even though you're not going to see much of it. Okie dokie. I'm just going to center it more. What does the text look like on top of this? Well, I'm kind of sad you can't see much of the door or anything. Oh well. I still like the look of all this. I'm also uploading a page right now, so I have to kind of keep an eye on that. It's kind of causing me to, or not uploading a page, uploading a video on YouTube, and it's kind of causing a little bit of lag on my Photoshop. I'm still not having the greatest experience with my computer right now, so I had to sort of tell it to not use as much CPU. In fact, I technically could just erase this whole bottom half, huh? So because it's not using as much CPU, it tends to want to crash out a little bit. Or at least it lags pretty bad. Here we go. And we're working on that panel. That's right. Oh, and I never checked to see if I had used that pose with her recently. I feel like I'm totally thinking of a page that I've already done. With her recently, like in a recent chapter or something, where she's doing an almost identical pose. I don't know if you guys can see this right now. Probably not. I'm just going to flip through these pages real quick. No, she's not doing it. No. That's one of my favorite. You can't really see it. I don't think it's cut off a little bit for you guys, but she's poking Magnus in the chest there. It always makes me laugh. I think it's a funny scene, okay? It's a funny page to me. Yeah, no, she doesn't do it here, I don't think. No. I don't think she's in the rest of the chapter either. Okay. Okie dokie. I feel okay again. I just sang a Christmas song. I miss Christmas. I miss holidays in general. I love that time of year. Well, we got Easter coming up. Easter weekend's coming up here. I might cook a ham. I'm really proud of myself. I'm kind of turning into a little bit of a cook lately. I don't know. I kind of dug my heels in about never learning to cook because I don't know. I didn't want to get like pegged as the housewife because I am home like all the time pretty much. But I really enjoyed doing it lately, and Dave's taught me a lot about it, and in case he dies, I won't starve to death. I won't join him in death. But for St. Patrick's Day, I did a roast, but I did it in a crock pot, like in a slow cooker, which is kind of cheating. What else? I've also got a table. This is so random. I'm going from cooking to another topic. I got a table at the Roswell Comic-Con. It's technically part of the Roswell Film Festival, but I'll be in the artist alley there. It's $5 admission. You should totally come see me if you're in the area, or if you've ever wanted to go to Roswell, here's your chance. It's also during the UFO festival. It's the same weekend, so you can come see me at my table selling my alien wares, or you can I shouldn't say or, and then you can go out into the hot summer heat and tromp around and go to the museum, see my book in the museum there, and it's in the library. I can't remember if libraries are open on the weekend. But yeah, you should totes consider it. I'm really excited. We were originally going to just do the UFO festival because that's what we thought was the only thing to do so far as like setting up a table and selling books. But But the director of the UFO Museum in Roswell told me that they were trying to get a Comic-Con started, and I guess they did actually get it going, but it was like a while ago. It was like 2 years ago they got it going, and it kind of hadn't really, I think, found its like niche there yet. But now that they realize there are comic book fans and anime fans everywhere, it's I think it's found a foothold. And I think the reason they do it during the UFO festival is because there's so much foot traffic anyway that it makes sense. The town is really small. You know, it's funny, everybody's heard of the town, but there's not a lot there. They're building it up slowly. They're getting like a lot more businesses and whatnot, but generally it's still just a little pip on the map. It's not anything huge and exciting. Well, it is to me, but I'm different. It'll be fun to kind of like go back and see the museum again. I had a good time there. I also really like the people who run it. I think they're real nice folks. The thing I like about it is you can tell they run it very compassionately. Like, it's not a joke to them. Like, they take the eyewitnesses very seriously and the history of the town very seriously, and I like that. There's a few little kitschy, campy things in the museum. Like, I get the impression they're more for like kids and stuff, but the rest of it, the museum part, actually presents the evidence really well, and all the information about the case, and the gift shop's really nicely done. The gift shop's more like the kid part of the museum, in my opinion. Like, there's like a lot of kind of tchotchke crap for them and me, because I bought a bunch of stuff out of the gift shop to decorate my office. I have a big Area 51 sign, do not enter. I was a little like, why do they have anything about Area 51 here? Because it's a little confusing to people. A lot of folks get Area 51 and Roswell confused, and they're not even in the same state. But allegedly the wreckage from Roswell ended up in Area 51, and allegedly has now been moved to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, so make of all that what you will. Alrighty, so now I kind of moved her arms a little bit, and now I need to put another layer of color here. So I can't remember what video it was that I was talking about. I think it was the video recently where I was working on page 699. I was talking about how I don't work on that many layers. When I'm sketching, I do. I work on like a lot of different layers and kind of, but then I always flatten them down into like the final sketch, you know, and then if I have more to do on it, I just make a new layer and draw on top of it. I'm still kind of feeling out how I want. I don't even really think you can. Yeah, it gets cut off right there, so I just don't want it to look awkward. And I think like a lot of folks, when they're getting used to working in layers, like where they're coming from like a completely traditional background and then they're going to a more digital background and suddenly they have layers. I remember the first time I used a program with layers here, I'll take you way back. I was using Paint Shop Pro long time ago. Back when Photoshop was still like primarily a photo program and was ultra expensive and hard to get for little Joe Schmoes like me. But in Paint Shop Pro, when you had layers, I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, I have to save everything. And I can see that in a lot of like newer artists coming onto the digital scene. I see that like that whole gosh, I just really don't like this. I'm seeing that whole like every layer is precious and sacred and you have to save everything and label all of it, and then by the end of it you get like 1,000 layers. And that's what I feel like layers shouldn't be, is I don't think layers should be like save points for you. I think layers should be like a working tool, and then when you're done doing the work for that layer, then you need to like collapse it down and sorry, I was just bending my wrists up to kind of get a feel for this. Then you need to like collapse the layer down and say, this moment has now passed. I'm ready to move on to the next part of it, you know. Like, I don't know, I just think folks get a little layer dependent. A little layer dependent there. Which I guess technically there's nothing wrong with. It just, I feel like it's like not a really natural way to work on art and draw. Unless you're doing like graphic type stuff. And even then, I don't know, I'm not a graphic designer by any means. So I don't know like how typographers do their work. I don't know if they have like layer heavy work, but I don't know. It's just like you wouldn't like say do a painting that way. Like you wouldn't like somehow have the layers all broken apart so you could like go back to stuff so much. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So I don't feel like it's like a normal way to work on art. It's not a wrong way necessarily. I don't know why I'm harping on this. I don't have anything else to talk about, I guess. Ugh. Ugh. Do you hear the loathing in my voice for this pose? I want it though. I'm mad. I want this to be a thing and I'm not having any success at it. Yeah, see, this is like how much of it is going to get cut off anyway, so it's like that's what it's gonna look like. Doing it to myself, trying to figure out. I think I'm bending her wrists too much or something here, but maybe if it's more straight out like this, it would feel a little more natural. And maybe drop. Drop her shoulder. Maybe something like that. I'm gonna move on for now. I will leave some stuff in blue here as a reminder. Yeah, I'm gonna move on and come back to it. I want to get to the next panel. So right there, I just smushed down everything. Oops. And I will put it back in its place. And I will take Roger and do him. Oops, wrong layer style. There we go. Slightly easier pose. Now this pose I definitely know I've done before. Like recently. Like, and I'm almost positive it was a Kwasky pose. Where he's like putting the thumb to his chest. Like, I am super positive I used this pose recently. Was it on a redo? Was it like normal art that I did it? Oh man, I know I've done this pose recently, putting the thumb to the chest. I'm like going into my mind's eye, trying to remember. I mean, it's not really a big deal. It's just I kind of don't like doing stuff over if it's, yeah, I don't know. Oh well. It's happening now. It's happening now. Somebody will go and find it and make me feel bad. Oops, I am almost done here. I'm going to have to do another episode to do Roger's pose. So I will end this here. And I will catch up with you on the next one. while I sketch this. So yeah, I will stop this here for now, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!